When you're learning to belly dance, it's easy to focus on trying to do everything perfectly. But I have a secret to share with you. Perfect doesn't exist. My name is Sahira, and I'm here to teach you the beautiful art of belly dance. Every dancer, even professionals, have made mistakes, beginner mistakes. And honestly, these mistakes, especially when you're a beginner, are kind of a good thing because this is a sign that you are learning, you are growing, you are challenging your body and growing your awareness. In today's video, I'm going to show you 3 of the most common mistakes that beginners make, and I'm going to show you how to avoid them so you can dance with more strength, fluidity, and grace. Stick to the end and I will share with you a bonus 4th mistake that if you don't fix this one, none of the other corrections will ever really matter. So let's go ahead and dive in. The first mistake that I see many beginner belly dancers make is locking the knees, right? So this is keeping the knees completely stiff and straight, maybe even pulling up the kneecaps, and you're not able to do isolation such as shimmies or figure eights, right? And this is super common, especially if you've taken another movement form or exercise form where straight legs is the norm. But this is a problem because it's going to get in the way of your movement. So let's look at what we really want to do instead. Almost everything we do in belly dance comes from a slightly bent knee posture. So you're going to come from that locked position and release it ever so slightly. This is home base for pretty much everything we do. And a lot of movements will have us bending the knees even more deeply, in which case I suggest shifting your weight a little bit back towards your heels to remain balanced and to prevent your knees from coming out over your toes. This is better because it's going to protect your knees, your lower back. It's going to make your hips more mobile for all of these beautiful movements. Let's look at an example. Let's go ahead and do a tuck seam or an inner hip roll with our heels on the ground. This one is especially a good demonstration. If I try to do this movement, this vertical hip movement, a vertical 8, right? And I try to use only my obliques and I don't bend my knees, it doesn't really go anywhere, right? I'm trying to go down to up. What's going to happen a lot of times, I see this in students, it starts to move back to front. And you're like, no, that's not the direction I want it to go. Why isn't it going down to up? And it's because that lift, because our feet are on the floor for this movement, has to come from the knees. So check it out. If I go into that basic posture, I bend the knees slightly, and then bend them a little bit more to create this movement, I'm really able to get a beautiful up and down. I'm able to keep the pelvis engaged underneath me, and it's a lot more satisfying of a movement. Now, it's also a little bit more challenging because the thighs are working and you'll start to fatigue a bit in the quads, but this is also a good thing because you're building quad strength. So remember, almost everything you do in belly dance is going to come from a slightly bent knee position. Mistake number 2 is forgetting to engage the core and elongate the pelvis. So when this happens, your movements are going to look a little disconnected, sometimes a little floppy, and your butt will start to stick out behind you, which can start to really bother your lower back, right? So this is totally normal. Belly dance calls for a lot of isolation, which is challenging, and it takes practice. So what I want you to think of doing in every class, the first thing you do when you get to class and you assume the position, right? I want you to think about drawing your hips underneath you by using the muscles slightly below your belly button. So if you're engaging here, thinking about taking your tailbone towards the floor, not by squeezing your glutes, but by engaging in the lower abdominals, right? While continuing to breathe, keeping the chest nice and lifted. So you want to think of engagement in the lower body. It's not sucking it all in, right? Because that makes you tense and tight, and then we can't do all the beautiful undulations and belly rolls. But it's an engagement of the lower body involving the core, elongating the pelvis, and thinking about the hips being directly under the shoulders and your imaginary tail or your tailbone, right? Pointing more towards the floor than towards the back wall. Let's release that just to feel the difference, and release it even more just to feel the difference. Can you feel that in your lower back? Yeah, now engage, 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 engage. Knees are still soft, right? Bringing the pelvis underneath us. Let's try this with a movement, right? When you engage the pelvis and your core, you're instantly going to feel like you're more in control of the movement. It's going to keep your movements really clean and fluid, and is going to give it a very polished and professional look, and it will help you prevent lower back pain, which none of us want, right? So let's go ahead and look at a figure 8. This is what I often see in my classes with figure 8s, is the tendency to want to release the hips back as we go to the back of our body, because it's a very easy way to create movement behind us, right? But instead of doing this and releasing the pelvis, I'm going to encourage you to engage that lower body, Tuck the hips gently underneath you, using the muscles beneath the belly button. Nice long spine. Chest is lifted. This is another part of your core engagement. Chest is lifted instead of sitting on top of the movement. Chest is lifted. And now when we go into this figure eight, it's much more fluid, it's much more in control, and it definitely is not going to annoy your lower back in the slightest, because your abdominals are going to protect your back for life, right? So continuing to engage in that lower body, making sure that the hips don't scoop behind me or get released at any point. Chest remains lifted. So here's this other half of our core engagement concept. If I release the chest down and I stop engaging it, the movement just doesn't look quite as nice, and then my upper body is more likely to move with my lower body because they're literally sitting on top of each other, right? So lifting that chest, elongating with the arms, that has nothing to do with the core, but bonus tip, and taking those hips back while maintaining that elongation in the pelvis. You're gonna love how this feels, especially for your lower back, and it's really gonna give you greater control over all your movements. Mistake number 3. Overusing the arms. What I mean by this is kind of like the yo-yo or Flappy Bird arms. This happens so often, and it's totally understandable. Arms are tricky, right? They're meant to frame our movements in belly dance, not to lead our movements. But I think sometimes when a move is new and challenging, our hands are just trying to help make it happen, right? But that's not their job. So I want you to think, instead of leading your movements, one, you have to pay attention to the hands, yeah? And then I want you to think about rolling those shoulders back and down, keeping the elbows soft, keeping the shoulders relaxed, and letting the arms float naturally in front of you, and then engaging the fingers a little bit. I think of belly dance hands as having that middle finger slightly dropped, the thumb as an elongation, a continuation of your forearm, and this mindfulness will help prevent a lot of the floppy arms, right? That gives you away right away as a beginner when the arms are doing that kind of thing. So you want to create that beautiful carriage, which creates a look of confidence and professionalism, yeah? So let's look at a move like the triplet shimmy. This is one I see it on a lot because it's hard. There's a lot of movement, and the hands are really trying to help out, right? So if I go into a nice slow triplet shimmy, which is a double bump right and left, triplet, up and up, up and up. When I do this move, my arms can do anything that they want to do, right? They're here, they can frame the movement, they can circle, they can create snake arms, right? But what I want to avoid is the arm, usually it's just one hand, interestingly enough, like one hand trying to lead the movement, right? Because the hips can't quite get it and the arms want to jump in. So I want you to practice, no matter what kind of shimmy or hip drop or anything that's going on, can you allow those arms to just float, right? This is especially challenging when we have movements that have a lot of emphasis in the hips, a lot of rhythmic nature, right? We tend to want to do this kind of thing as well, but don't indicate, right? We're not going to indicate, we're going to frame. We can frame what's happening in the hip and draw attention to the hip without indicating, right? And this will make everything just look more cool, calm, collected, and graceful. Hey, fabulous dancer, I have one more really important bonus tip for you. But before I do that, could I ask you a favor? Would you please hit like and subscribe so we can continue dancing together? And if you love this kind of content, I would love to invite you to join my free 7-day beginner belly dance jumpstart. It's 7 days of free belly dance tutorials delivered to your inbox. You can join now at sahirabellydances.com/jumpstart. I would love to share the dance floor with you there. So I promised you a bonus mistake, and honestly, I saved the biggest mistake for last. If you don't fix this mistake, nothing else you fix will really matter ever, honestly. And this mistake is comparing yourself to others. I don't know why we do this, but it is just human nature, and especially in a beginner belly dance class when we're learning and we feel a little self-conscious, feeling frustrated, because your hips don't move like theirs do, or your undulation doesn't look like theirs does. Every dancer's body is different. Every dancer's journey is different. Proportions, flexibility, bone structure, all of these things affect the way we move, which is partially what makes this dance form so awesome, because every dancer will look a little bit differently beautiful doing it. So I know it's probably easier said than done, but I'm here to invite you to stop comparing yourself to others. Instead, here's a better option. I want you to focus on how the movement feels in your body. Yes, use the mirror. It's good for awareness. It is bad for judgment, right? Don't compare your moves to my moves. Don't compare your moves to their moves. And please know that, no one is probably watching you and worrying about how you're dancing. So just do it for yourself and do it for how it feels. Because when you stop comparing yourself to others and you start connecting with how things feel in your own body, your movement will become more authentic to you. It will be more creative and expressive of the way you feel. And that's honestly what truly makes a dancer shine. So there you have it, 3 or 4 of the most common belly dance mistakes and how to fix them. Remember, if you're making these mistakes, except for that last one, right? It means you're learning, it means you're growing, and that is a wonderful thing. Belly dance is a lifelong journey. That's why I am still studying 25 years into it. And every mistake, every correction, every aha moment brings you closer to moving with more strength, fluidity, and authenticity. So if you'd like to keep improving, check out these videos here. And if this video helped you, please give it a like and subscribe. And then I'll give you more tips, movement tutorials, and inspiration to keep you improving at every step of your journey. If you would like to keep improving, check out more classes and tutorials here. And if you enjoyed this video, will you please give it a like and subscribe so that I can send you more tips, movement tutorials, and inspiration to keep you dancing beautifully at every stage in your journey. I'll see you on the dance floor soon.